Coming up this week, it's a different sort of video, but not for the reasons that I originally intended. Now, if you saw last week's video, you'll know that I said that I was going to make probably a slightly different one this week. And actually that is what is happening. However, my original intention was for that video to be about running still, because in case you hadn't noticed, this is a running vlog, so having running as part of the video seemed quite a good idea, really. But I've had to postpone that thought. But as luck would have it, today's video is going to be different, but for a different kind of reason. I think I'd better explain myself. I'm rabbiting now, I'm waffling. What happened last week's run, as I was running, in fact, I'd only done a couple of kilometres of the 10K that I was doing last week, and I felt my foot kind of felt a bit funny, felt a bit stiff. Thought, I know. Now, what I should have done, if I followed my own advice from recent videos, was to stop, really. But I didn't. I kept going, see if I could kind of run through it. To kind of describe how it felt, if you imagine that I put my foot through a clock face, through the middle of a clock face, which I don't recommend doing, but if I had done that, then the pain was sort of around about 11 o'clock. And it's on my left foot. And when I've injured myself in the past, it would be more like kind of 7 o'clock, really. It kind of started to ache a little bit that evening, and for the rest of the week, when I got up first thing in the morning, I was kind of hobbling around like the old git that I know that I really am. And it would get better after about an hour or so. And I'd still be able to go out and take the dogs for a walk and that kind of thing. But I did decide that it would be a really good idea not to do any running for at least a week. So it's about a week ago that I did that. Today, actually, it feels fine. You can see I've come out for a walk. In fact, today, come up to the New Forest. Come up with my good lady wife. We bought our cameras. I bought her a new camera recently for her birthday. She's got a Panasonic Lumix. I've brought up my Nikon D5300. I've got a couple of lenses with me. Got an 18 to 70mm lens, and I've also got a fixed focus 50mm lens, which I really like. We come up to the New Forest. We haven't brought the dog, so we can just kind of mooch about and just take pictures and just sort of generally enjoy the wonderful weather that we're having. So before I rabbit on anymore, because I do want to say some more stuff, let's go take some pictures. The place we've come to is called the Wilverley Enclosure, if you know the New Forest at all, and it's quite nice here because it's a hot day, but it's shady, which is nice. So we're taking pictures, obviously. That's a good thing to do with the camera, and yeah, it's just nice to chill out, and the ankle is fine. But it's hot, it's very hot. But we have enjoyed taking our pictures, but it's definitely hot. And my wife has been bitten, haven't you, by all sorts of, several times. Yeah, several times. Yeah, this is something, a useless fact, that we're trying at the moment, for no reason whatsoever, to learn the state capitals of the various states that make up the United States. We've never been there. We have no intention of going anytime soon. But we just thought we'd just randomly learn them for no reason whatsoever. Florida.
Tallahassee.
Correct. See? There's no reason for it. We mad or what? So, something to say, I think, if you are a new runner, it's very important, and I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago, to listen to your body. And this has happened to me on a couple of occasions, really, when I haven't, and then I've ended up kind of injured. And I remember, like when I did my very first half marathon, I'd only done about a kilometre and my legs started hurting, and I kept going for another 20 whatever kilometres. And yeah, I was a bit lucky there, actually, because I was, my leg hurt probably for, I don't know, probably a week or so, couple of weeks maybe, and yeah, that could have been a sign of a bigger injury, but I kind of managed to avoid that, which was quite good. And again, this time, yeah, sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you get injured and you just don't see it coming, which is what happened to me when I did my very first ever 10k. My injury kind of came about in an evening after I'd been out training, and I've got loads of videos all about that and how I kind of came back from that injury. If you're interested, check out my 10k playlist, because it all goes into all of that in there. But the thing I wanted to say, really, if you're a new runner, is not to worry too much about injury. Don't get sort of too distracted by it. It may happen to you, it may not. If it does happen, then don't worry about not running for a while. I think the thing that happened to me when I was a runner and I'd not long been running, I was a new runner, and I was really worried when I got injured that I would just lose everything. I would just lose the plot and have to go right back to week one, run, catch 5k. It would just all be terrible. But actually, no, your body learns, you learn how to run, and you don't forget that in a hurry. So if you do get injured, then you've got to take a bit of time out, or it's just a bit hot, so you don't feel like running in the heat, or you just need it. Some people said in the comments actually recently, sometimes you just need to take a mental break from it. Don't be afraid to do that. You'll get back and it won't take you as long as you think. I think that's probably the best advice. So I'm not going to run probably for a couple of weeks, and when I get back out there again, it'll be fine. I'll be running, I'll go straight out and run a 10k. It'll be fine. You do not forget where you've got to, and you can get back up there faster than you think. Anyway, it's been quite nice to come out and just mooch about the New Forest and take a few pictures and enjoy the fine weather. It's been very good. Yes, I haven't been able to go running this weekend, but I've been able to go out and walk, and what's not to like? I've really enjoyed that. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of slightly different video. It's been a bit shorter, of course, but next week I hope that I get back to my running. What do you do to kind of distract yourself if you got a little bit of a niggle, and or what I like to call a Nigel? And if you've got one of those Nigels, then what the hell am I talking about? Then what do you do? What do you do to distract yourself? Do you sit in a chair and eat ice cream, or a packet of hobnobs, or do you kind of venture out, maybe go cycling or something? Cycling is quite a good thing to do when you're coming back from injury, I found. Swimming maybe, I don't know. What do you do? Leave a comment, I'd love to hear them. And yeah, hopefully next week, back to normal on the videos, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much for watching.